veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, 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 la 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 la. La 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, 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 la 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 la. La 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 la. 6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, 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 la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. 6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. me is in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend.
Yes, good people. Big up to all of you. Welcome back to Justice Perspective. Welcome to another edition of the Blue Morning Show. Excuse me. I do hope you all are doing well. Today we will do a preview of Chelsea's away game against, how do you pronounce that? Heidenheim, in the UEFA Conference League. Good morning, good afternoon once again, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. Once again, it's another edition of the Blue Morning Show. And then, first of all, the first thing we'll do is to go news hunting while I wait to see if I get one or two more panelists join me so you can get diversified opinions. But that's, by the way, without wasting much of your time, I'm going to say hello to those of you in the chat already. Lots of comments there. Who is this? Snow. Snow is saying we should sign Santiago Jimenez. I don't know who that is. But hello to you, Snow. If that Snow is somebody that's been here before. Yep, given that the person is a moderator. So, but Snow, nice to see you. Tis the season indeed, just like Dante said in the comment section, and the chat section. Scored twice against City. Who did? He was sensational. Oh, okay, the person you're saying we should go sign. Okay. It's you, Rain. Okay, Rain, nice to see you. I appreciate you. Good name. You've gone from going by the by the names Rain to Snow. Yeah, all the same seasonal stuff. Make it snow, and that's Constantine done. The captain of the house. Always nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Looks like a coach changed the time again. I did, yeah. Anything else to talk about here? Keep dropping the likes. Namaya is saying Achabong is in training. Has he signed the new contract yet? I don't know. Yeah, but he's in training anyway. Coach City is finished. We have the opportunity to go second before second. People. Okay, so people sign new contract and two and everything else you said there, so I can decide for that. I think we'll beat Villa. How'd you pronounce that, Dante? Is it Haydam or what? Big up, man. How are you doing, man? Heidenheim. Okay. Heidenheim. Yeah, it sounds more like it, like Hoffenheim. Heidenheim. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I don't know if you've seen the news that Chelsea are leading the race to sign Viktor Gyokeres. I don't know if I should trust a
Mhm.
record Portugal. This is not my first experience with them, but I can't quite remember whether they were wrong on occasions where I followed them with regards to Chelsea transfer interests. I can't quite remember, but they're not the first to report that Chelsea are leading the race to sign Victor Gyokeres. The other one is at Fichajes. But this reads that Chelsea are leading the race to sign Victor Gyokeres and are prepared to agree a 90 million euros deal in January and loan him back to Sporting Lisbon for the rest of the season. I don't know whether you make of that. Should we believe it, Dante, or do you think it's just rumors at this time? Record Portugal, I don't know whether to trust them or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Big up everyone in the chat as well. Yeah, look, coach, it's a bit of a weird one. Why would we pay that much money and loan him back? It doesn't really make sense to me.
Maybe that's the only way we'll be able to get them to listen to us because he's an important player for them. If we
That
sign
is
him in January and loan him back to them, and to some extent, how I see it is that yeah, that's the only way we get them to listen to us. But go ahead, what you were saying.
no, it's way too big of a risk, coach, because injury, etc. So you're paying 90 million for someone to loan him back, and you don't know how he's going to play every week, and there's a massive chance of injury. So I don't think that. I don't think they would do that. I don't see us doing that. It just doesn't sound feasible. It's not a good business decision, in other words, and I don't think that's the type of business decision our owners, will make. 100%, they wouldn't make that type of deal.
But it wouldn't be the first time we've done that. We did that with Nkunku. Yep. We did that
That
with
was before, coach. That was before. Yeah, that was before.
how about Malagusto? We did that with them, didn't we?
Yeah, different players, young 19-year-old, a lot less money, very big difference. This is $90 million we're talking about. He's a 27-year-old. So no, I don't think that's in my opinion, I don't think that's a very good business decision. And
You say Gyokeres is 27?
yeah,
Hmm. Anyway, I think that may well be the case. Your argument is that given the latter part of that one paragraph report, that yeah, it simply doesn't make sense because to loan him back to them after paying that much money doesn't make sense. And he's 27. It's not like he's still that young. I
he's
think I
26.
agree
Sorry,
with
coach.
you.
He's 26.
Yeah,
He will
go
be
ahead.
27. What I meant to say, he'll be 27 if you do that, basically by next season. So yeah, it just doesn't make sense. If you're going to go for someone like that and spend that much money, you're not going to loan him back to a team. I mean, you're going to get him in January for a specific reason, to help you get further for the rest of the season. And yeah, like Nicholas Jackson going away as well, it doesn't make sense. I don't know. To me, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think, yeah, thanks for highlighting why you believe it doesn't make sense. And I think, yeah, I agree with you. It just doesn't make,
I'll be right back,
any,
coach. Sorry, I'll be right back.
yeah, it just doesn't make any sort of sense right there. So we'll continue news hunting, and be rest assured, even when we get back to previewing the match proper, if anything new emerges as the show progresses, be rest assured this will be one of the first places you hear about it. And remember, we still do the lineup prediction exercise where we try to predict the manager's lineup for that game again, Heidenheim. Hey, Heidenheim. Okay, I'm still going to be practicing until I learn how to pronounce it correctly. But that's, by the way, Viktor Gyokeres, the Chelsea Football Club. As I said, I don't know whether to trust record Portugal, but Dante makes presented a solid argument as to why it just doesn't make sense. He's 27, and it just doesn't make any sort of sense to pay 90 million euros and then loan him back to Sporting Lisbon. I think I agree. It just doesn't make any sort of sense in my opinion. Let's see what else we have here. Any other news item here? Josh Archibong is finally back in training, and just like we usually do, let's see what Chelsea fans, what they have to say with regards to that particular report there. Nemanja Fowler, I thought we're getting a defender in January. I'm not too sure. Coach, who do you think will win the league? I'm afraid. Oh, you don't want to ask? I don't think I don't know what to say right now. I think I need more time. I wouldn't say Liverpool. Actually, I'm not too sure they're going to win it, but I haven't made my prediction with regards to who wins the league. I think I need about one more week or two, but we'll find out. Okay, let's see. Look at what Chelsea fans what they have to say with regards to the record Portugal report that Chelsea are leading the race to sign Viktor Gyokeres and then loan him back in January, to be more specific, and then loan him back to Sporting CP. Yep, for the rest of the season. It just doesn't make sense indeed. And it says, Mr. Blue here, the comment is saying, with Jackson and Nkunku and Felix, we don't need a striker. With 189 likes, a lot of people believe that's the case. I think we do need a striker. The question is, what profile of striker should we be looking to bring in? That's the question people should be asking. And Elites says, can he bench Jackson? The answer is probably no. But the difference to be, both can actually start in the same game. Gyokeres is more of a traditional striker than Jackson is. my opinion. What else do we have here? Any comments? Let's have it. Mr. Tabs wants it to happen. Ice Slice is saying, wait. I remember he was a 60 million euros. What is going on? So it just doesn't make sense. Did he sign a new contract? I do not know. I will like a Chelsea to get this guy. This is the guy I'd rather will sign him than Victor Osimhen, but that's a small opinion anyway. Jackson is doing great, but you don't just because Jackson is doing great and not have another good striker. That's what big clubs do. So I wouldn't argue that we shouldn't sign him because Jackson is doing well. No, you reinforce and you can if him and Jackson can actually start at the same time. So it doesn't make sense. But to argue that, yeah, let's not sign him because Jackson is doing well. No. What if something happens to Jackson? But there's always, but that's the way I'm trusting Jackson. That yeah, trusting Jackson and how well Jackson is doing doesn't mean we should sign. We should sign him. Let's see. A lot of Chelsea fans want that to happen, and I'd rather Chelsea sign him than Victor Osimhen. But that's a small opinion anyway. We'll continue news hunting, and then in a few minutes we'll get into the match preview exercise proper. Chelsea's game against Heidenheim. Yep, that sounds more like a correct pronunciation there. German. Anything else? Has Fab said anything? No, he doesn't have to say anything before. Before again, we break down the story or report and try to make sense of it. But right now, for multitude of reasons, it just doesn't make sense. At first, we heard, I think a few months ago, we did hear that the transfer fee will be something in the region of 60 million. How it went up to 90 million euros, I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure why that's the case, really. So let's continue. This here talks about Josh Archibong is finally back in training. That's great news. Great news indeed. He's a talent. Maybe he's signed a new contract, or maybe he's on the verge of signing a new contract. I'm not sure what's going on. But let's see what Chelsea fans has to say about that. What do we have here? Santigue says, good to see him back. So he will play the next game, possibly. That's very great. Anything here, contract could be signed. Yeah, it's a good sign for him to be part of the training. Simply means something is happening behind the scenes.
Sorry, I'm back, coach.
And this is just ignore too much hype for youngsters. How about Keanu Dyer? He wasn't involved yesterday. Okay. This is what I like. This makes sense. I assume his contract situation must have been sorted out, or maybe they are making progress with regards to talks with his camp and with the situation involving Reece James. It's good to know we have a talented backup in Josh. With Reece James' situation, you mean his injury record. Good news, especially with James' injury problems. But it's a sign. It's a good sign that chances are they're making progress with regards to the club's talk with his camp. That's how I see it. Dante, I don't know if you have anything to say about that.
Yeah, look, I was watching the under 21s play, and Bettinelli was in goal, which was pretty funny to me. Watching the young kids, all 18-year-old, 19-year-olds, and Bettinelli's our keeper. That was really funny to watch. And they were talking about it, or just Ochapong as well. So yeah, they said he's going to be training because he's not playing because he's training. He's back in the first team. So yeah, look, obviously they talked about something, and it's obviously positive, and there'll probably be an announcement soon, most likely. And especially because the right back that's been playing, like I keep saying, Lise's brother, young brother, he's been performing really, really well. So I think he's putting a lot of pressure on as well.
Reece James's brother?
No, Lise's brother.
Okay. Oh, Michael Elise's brother.
Yeah, he's the right back, and he's been playing very well. He's been doing very well every time I've seen him. He's one of the standout players. Him and David Washington, again, by far the standout player of the game. Scored, assisted. So yeah, I had a couple of really good chances. So I think there's a bit of pressure there too, as well from what I was getting a bit of vibe what they were saying. So I think that's why he probably said, he made the decision to probably extend the contract. So we'll see. There'll probably be an announcement in the next week or next couple of days about an extension, most likely.
Yeah, it's him participating in the training session with the rest of his teammates. It's definitely a good sign. Hopefully they are close to coming to an agreement, or maybe they've already done that and we don't know. All that is left is just an announcement, just like you said.
And I also
But
think,
Josh,
sorry, coach,
yeah, go ahead.
I also think the Reece James situation might be a little bit of motivation as well.
For him, figuring
Yes,
out he's again he's hardly fit, so that presents that will definitely present
correct.
a good opportunity for him to show what he's capable of doing. Was that the point you were
That's
making?
right. And so we did find out that it is a hamstring for Reece James. So that can compound problems. He might be out for longer, or that, yeah, we don't know what's going to happen with that. So I think there's an opportunity there for him to play a lot more as well. And I think, he's seen that as well. Obviously, their camp has seen that. Maybe they said, look, you're going to get a lot of time. So they might be linked in a way, in a little bit. So maybe there's a bit more to come on that one.
Yeah, so Enzo Fernandez, he made it into who scored Premier League starting 11 of the week. How'd you say that again? Makes who scored team of the week. Well deserved. I mean, it was clear that he was Chelsea's best performer on the day. He was just brilliant. The goal and assist. Then you can say both. Don't tell the whole story, but if you watched the game for 90 minutes, you'd know how well he did. I was happy for him. And glad yeah, deserved again, he deserves to be part of it. What do you make of it, Dante?
100%. Yeah. I keep saying he had an all-round game. He did it defensively. He did it attacking. He did it, he had one of those really good all-round games that, a lot of people don't think he has that in him, especially the defensive side. And he did that on that
And
day.
showing that he's quick too. He can be quick.
Yeah. And like I did make that. I remember I told you a few weeks ago, I thought looks like he's losing a bit of weight, I think. So that might have something to do with it as well. But also he's hitting that age now. Like I keep coming back to it. He's hitting that age now where he's gonna get more and more stronger as in fitness wise, and he's gonna run a lot more. He's gonna be able to run a lot more during the game. I'm talking about bursts, running into the box, running back in defense. Some players don't get it. Most don't get it till 22, 23, some 24, some 25. But that's once you get that, it's a good feeling because you feel like you can just keep running and running, and yeah, it's a big difference. Makes a big difference to your game.
Yeah, he's a good player, no doubt, but a lot of people don't just understand him as a footballer. I think he has to be one of the misunderstood footballers in the Premier League, in my opinion. But that's, by the way, that's it. Good for him. Let's see anything else here. I think it's time to go news hunting, and then we'll come back and get into the match preview exercise proper. This is the page here. Nothing new has emerged. Lampard getting closer to Coventry appointment. Hopefully, he can take and develop a few academy players from Chelsea, and get them to become road runners. Anything interesting here? I wanted to say that this could be Frank Lampard's last opportunity to prove that, yeah, that's a good manager in him, but I don't want to say that he has the connection. Even if he gets him relegated to the seventh division, he still find a job. Yeah, because I wouldn't hire him if I own a club. But that's my opinion anyway. No sign of NATO in training. Yeah, I did watch that video, even though I was kind of sleepy at the time, but I don't remember seeing him. I did see orders. So I hope he's okay. Josh Archibald is finally back in training. That's great news. I think we've addressed that item there. Vince's opinion. How many Premier League goals are you expecting from Jackson this season? Let me try and maybe play a part with that, contribute to that conversation, or maybe that question. Mm. I'm not sure. I'd say maybe not as much as he scored last season, but he will score. Um, he will score again. Good enough goals, in my opinion. How about you, Dante? What do you think?
Well, look, it all depends on the striker situation, what we do in January. So that's going to have a big say on it as well, obviously. In his stage and saying Nkunku's, still that guy, then I could probably see him getting around, probably around 16 to 18, around that. That's sort of, I think.
Something close to what his tally last season. That's
Yeah,
16
look,
something it was in
he can
total.
hit the 20 mark if
Mhm.
everything goes real. We're talking about just the Premier League or in general, in the whole league, in the whole season?
His overall tally, Europe Cup, everything.
Yeah, I think overall he might be able to take it at probably 20. He should be able to get 20, especially when the FA Cup comes. We'll probably play some of those better teams. He'll definitely probably play in those. And yeah, in Conference League, I don't think he'll play, to be honest. We'll see if they put him in the squad after, but I don't know if that's
Yeah,
going
I
to happen.
don't think the opposition will get that so tough that the manager would decide to play him there, right?
Yeah, once they get to that stage, the playoff, when they change, they can have players and take some players out. I don't. I mean, it just depends. Again, what Nkunku does when he gets his chance.
Hmm.
Nkunku can get his chance and never look back, and he'll be our main striker. You never know. So, and then he will be added, and then Nkunku will be taken out of that squad. So you just never know what will happen. But it, the way it's going, he should be able to get that at least 16 to 20 in between there somewhere. Really good. It'll be if he gets 20 plus 20, that'll be amazing. But a steady rise, a little bit more than last season sounds about right.
Here's one thing. Here's the main reason why I said he might not. He might end up not scoring as much as he did last season. Chances are he'd score a lot more. But I'm going with him not scoring as many as he did last season. If anything, he will surpass that a little bit. Why? Because the more polished a player becomes, the less selfish they'd be. And he's not going to try
Correct.
to
Yeah.
shoot. Yeah, again, whenever he can, he will almost always, now that he's becoming more polished, try to find his teammates that are better positioned to ensure the team gets the goal. So
And if
he'll become
Madueke
more
is
of
the
a
right
team
winger,
player, and
then
when that's the
definitely he won't.
case, players tend to get a little less goal than they did the previous season. But go ahead, what you were saying.
And if Madueke keeps playing a right wing, he definitely won't get that tally.
No, he will not. I agree with you on that one. Let's see Javier. I think maybe Josh Archibald will. Maybe he gets a chance to play, but for him, if he gets a chance to play, for me, I'd read that again as a sign that they've actually agreed on a new contract and probably waiting for an announcement, just like Dante said. I don't think he gets a chance to play if he's still reluctant to sign a new contract. Let's see what else we have here. I have a feeling this is Gunn and might Houston. We had that debate at the time. We did tell, I think it was JC, we told him Ben Chilwell, that's it for him. We also said this is that's it for him. I don't think we mentioned any other player specifically. We did say the rest, they have a chance, but they have to prove themselves. Ben Chilwell, his was actually easy. For some people, it took them time to realize that, probably the Sassi will be on the chopping block. Yeah, a chopping board, so to speak. Big up to you too, IB. Nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I do hope you're doing well. And Ty is here. Up, big Ty. Big up to you, Ty. Thank you for finding the time to participate in the conversation. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see anything else. Let's see people's opinion on how many
Big
goals
up,
they
Ty.
believe that Nicholas Jackson can get. Go ahead. Were you saying something, Dante?
Just said big up to Ty. That's all.
Oh, okay. So let's see what Chelsea fans are saying. I will expect 20 goals from him this season. The fixtures we have now till December. December ending is an opportunity for him to increase the goals. I mean, it's possible. He has 7 already, right?
Yes.
So it's possible. Yep.
The only thing
Nothing
is,
left. Yeah, go ahead.
a lot of those games will be against very low block teams.
So that makes it difficult for him, you're saying. So which means he's not gonna garner again as many goals as the first comment, the first guy there is saying, right?
A lot of people are saying, "Oh, we've got easier, games coming up because we got that good run in, up till December or up to like January something 20th or whatever. There's a really good run. We're playing basically mid-table to lower team tables only. But people keep forgetting this, that he's very ineffective against low blocks. Well, he has been up until now, last season, start of this season, very ineffective. So unless that changes, yeah, it's gonna be hard to, it's gonna be hard for him, in my opinion, because it's just from what I've seen and what I've gone. I hope he changes, and I hope he gets better at it. He might get a goal here and there somehow, but
I think he's coming across as more polished, more confident, and yeah. But go ahead with what you're saying.
well, even in the game against Leicester, the first 30 minutes, okay, so he got that goal, but that was nothing to do with a low block at that goal. The goal they got, that was completely different. He was alone up there
Down
challenging.
down to his you could say
Yeah,
maybe persistence, resilience, and
correct.
power.
Yeah. Persistence. Yeah. It wasn't. It wasn't a low block situation. So yeah, it was good. But in that 30 minutes before that, he was not getting. Not doing it. Not getting involved as much. Again, why? Because it's hard for him to do that. He gets caught up between the two central defenders, and yeah, it's hard for him to do too much when there's no space. He can't come drop deep. There's no point him dropping deep because he. What's the point of dropping deep when you got so many midfielders there and forwards? The way we set up. And the way we're going to set up, if we're going to set up that offensively, yeah, it might make it even harder for him. He just has to basically, he's going to have to learn to be a poacher in that situation. That's what he's going to have to learn.
But in overall, we've seen he's really improving. Really.
Yeah, he has, and 100% he's improved. Yeah, especially some his positioning. But that's what I mean against. If we're going to play quite attacking football, what it looks like we are, Maresca is going to go for quite a bit more attacking when we play the lower teams. Yeah, so we're going to have a lot of people in that midfield there, right in behind. There's no point him dropping deep. That's what I mean. So he's going to have to be very smart, and obviously, hopefully, Maresca and the coaches will have seen this from him. He's not really a poacher. Not the guy that he's doesn't get those tap ins as easy as he should. He should always be there for that tap in, but he's not always there. That's the problem. And against teams like that, those are the type of goals you get. Aerially, obviously, that's a way of doing it, but not that good. Although we've seen an improvement aerially, but he still doesn't really win that duel against like the central defenders, the biggest, stronger defenders. He doesn't win the aerial duels hardly at all. I've hardly seen him do it. We saw him do it against the Leicester when he headed that goal that caught on the wrong side. He did very well with that one. His body, but haven't seen anything like that from him yet. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see what else we have here. This says big up coach N'Golo Jackson is untouchable. N'Golo Dante, yeah, Jackson is untouchable in my opinion. Who in our squad can replace him or do his role? A third best striker in the Premier League, nobody can. But here's the thing: when we first talked about him when the show started, my argument is that under that report suggesting that we're leading the race to sign Viktor Gyokeres and are willing to pay 90 million euros. Some are saying that Jackson is doing well, so we shouldn't be pushing to sign Viktor Gyokeres. And my response is that that's what big clubs do. It doesn't matter how good your current striker is. You need to have good strikers that are, you can say, that are really good. If one isn't playing, the other one person comes in, does an equally good job, or maybe even better job. And in most cases, you can actually, if we sign Gyökeres, I think he should be starting in the same game as Jackson. It doesn't matter. Jackson can actually play on the flanks too. And I know the Bluetooth game isn't saying the same thing. Should we, because of how Jackson is improving, forfeit our pursuit of Viktor Gyokeres if we're to believe that we're pushing to sign him? What do you make of that? People arguing, okay, Jackson is doing well, we don't need Viktor Gyokeres. Gyokeres for me is more of a traditional number 9 that Nicholas Jackson is, but Nicholas Jackson clearly a hybrid number 9.
Yeah,
but let's get your opinion. Should we, because you say because Jackson is doing well, and forfeit our pursuit of Gyokeres?
Yeah, big up to the beautiful game. First of all, no, coach, I agree with you, everything you said. Pretty much, he needs a competition. He needs that competition. And Nkunku, we know, is not really a striker, to be honest. So we don't really have a second strike, like a striker to compete with him. Mark Gee? Is that one? Well, no, never thought he will really be that guy, because that's, like I kept saying, he's 18. Doesn't matter, he will be good, but not now. I think a couple of more years. The strikers take a little bit longer. It's not that quick. So till he gets that strength and some more experience. But 100% we need another striker, and 100% we need another profile. And someone like Gyokeres, even though he's a much more traditional number 9, he can do that, but he does all the other things as well. So he's basically like Jackson. He can do the stuff Jackson does. And I've seen him do it very well all around. He's just a bigger, stronger, a little bit different version of Jackson. So yeah, I think 100% we need another striker to compete with each other. Every team needs 2 top strikers. I know people are saying he's the 3rd best striker in the league. Maybe that's true by the stats, and so far this season, probably that is true. But it's still early in the season. Anything can change. So if you have that opportunity, you need to take it. And especially how we want to grow and get better and cement, especially when we're in a strong position like this, and especially if we're in a really strong, good position, by that January transfer window comes along, if we're around that still 3rd, 4th place, I mean, you want to cement that. You don't want to continue that and then him going away to, AFCON for 5 games. You really want to cement that and keep that position and keep improving the squad. And that is 100% one position we need to I say improve, but we need competition. We need 2 of those guys there, because it's a long season and they can rotate. And Gyokeres seems to me like the type of guy that is not that type of guy that, he'll play a couple of games and then maybe not play one. And I think he looks like a very team player from what I've seen, even at Sporting. He's not that character. He hasn't got that type of character that, screams out like an Osimhen, for example, if Osimhen comes. I think that's a completely different kettle of fish, Osimhen. He'll want to play every game, and if he doesn't, won't come, or he won't be happy, and he'll put a fuss up. Gyokeres doesn't look like that type of guy. Now, I don't know 100%, but it just doesn't look like, looking it from the outside. I think that's very important when we get someone like that when they scout him, when they talk to him. I think that's got to be very important, that they need to talk to him about that aspect of basically find out what his attitude is, and what he thinks of that stuff, because then you learn quite a lot.
Yep, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It makes sense. Hopefully, if I don't know, as we said, there are reasons to question that report. First of all, it was 60 million euros 3 months ago or so. And now it's just all of a sudden 90. And I don't remember him signing a new contract. Correct me if that's.
No, because he scored the goals against Man City. He scored the hat trick against Man City.
So,
But against Arsenal,
each goal against Man City amounts to 10
another
million.
10 million. Yes, another 10 million each goal. Correct.
Yeah. So plus what all the things you explained, he's 27, and it just wouldn't make sense to sign him, pay that much money, and then loan him back to Sporting Lisbon for the rest of the season. What if he gets injured? You see, even though you're not important, but I listened to you with regards to that. And by the way, the blue to forget, I appreciate you finding time to join us. Vic, nice to see you, my bro. Nice to see you, my brother that have followed me and followed me back on X. And he tried to explain it away. We're still fighting, Vic. I'm just kidding. Anyway, those things happen. I was unfollowing people one point, unfollowing people that weren't following me back, and I unfollowed the beautiful game. But I had to explain to him. Big up to you, Chelsea Aholic. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. And the Bluetooth game is saying, facts, coach. Even if we sign Gyokeres, I would still field Jackson too. Gyokeres has struggled versus Arsenal, and that is what he would be, what he would be up to against in the Premier League week in, week out. Jackson and Gyokeres together would destroy this league. Yeah, I think it makes sense. One more of a traditional number 9. The other can be powerful, has space, can also play on the flanks. And Gyokeres, yeah, he can also drop deep, participate in the play. It will work. It makes sense. I'd rather Gyokeres than Osimhen for reasons I've explained 1,000 times, and I really do not want to go back to that again, except if again, if it becomes clear that we're hell bent on getting Osimhen's deal over the line. Big up to you to GFC. Gavin! Nice to see you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. We will arrange a meeting soon for the Blue Alliance show so we can have a conversation who's in, who's out, but then we'll start again. And again, once we start the Blue Alliance show again, it will never go back. Yep. Let's see, what else do we have here?
Big up,
And we
Gavin.
have Vic. Go ahead.
Big up, Gavin, as well. That's just saying hello.
Yep, Gavin, you're
Coach,
a nice
have you noticed
person.
that?
Bad people
Have you noticed
like
that?
you. Go ahead.
Have you noticed that Ty and Gavin put big up Dante first and Coach second?
I just pretended I didn't see that. It's okay. I'm not gonna cry. I'm good. Okay. Okay, you're important. Is that what you're saying?
No. I just wanted to get a reaction to see if you actually noticed. But I know you
wanted
noticed.
to make sure I saw it, right? I did see it.
Yeah, I know
So-
you saw it. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
congratulations to you. You're more popular than Coach.
no. No, I'm saying it should be the other way around. It should be the other way around.
You're being nice, right? Just take it, Dante. They're being nice to you. They just don't want you to start crying. You want to sign Gyokeres for 80 to 100 million for him to compete? No, he starts. What is this wishful thinking, Dante? Wow, he chose violence today, Dante.
He's been doing that lately, hasn't he? Yeah, he's a bit sour lately. I don't know.
He chose violence today. Look at him. But let's get your response for that one, Dante. He just came. He just arrived swinging, trying to hit you.
Like I said earlier, they need to talk to him. I talk to him. He comes in. Yeah, you get your chance. Keeps going. Simple. Once it doesn't matter the price. It really doesn't matter to me. If he's better than Jackson, he will start. Very simple. They will compete for that position. And who does better in training? Who does better in the system? What Maresca sees, what Maresca wants. That's how it is. And they got to tell Gyokeres if they do sign him for that. That's what they got to tell him. We've got Jackson. I'm sure Gyokeres will know. And players like that, they will back themselves. It doesn't matter if Jackson's there. If that was me, I would back myself to take that spot, no problem. So, yeah, you want someone that's competitive, that wants that spot, so I don't see it as a problem. We've never had that. Every good team we've had 2 or 3 really good strikers, and they competed. Yeah, they always competed. So I think it's very important, but it is very important also to get the attitude of the player. Like I said, maybe Osimhen could cause a lot of trouble, just the way he is. He's just his persona, the way he is, and how he acts. So that's very important. They do their homework on that one and make sure that's not the case with him as well. But like I said, it doesn't look from the outside, from what I've looked, the way he plays and the way teammates, and when he doesn't play, he looks like a guy that doesn't mind. He looks like a yeah, but that's obviously Maresca to make that decision on the player.
Yeah, up to Enzo Maresca, but listen, we both can start at the same time. It depends on the approach. Let's get a few of what people have to say. Chelsea fans, what they have to say with regards to how many goals they believe. What's his name? Nicholas Jackson will get at the end of the season. Jackson will score 20 goals at the end of the season, says the Dragon. Sanixton, the Baxter says list should be 20. But I expect more though. Scoring one only every game isn't enough. Okay. Who else say something here? Alex says, I reckon he can hit 20. He can. Do I think he'd hit 20 in the Premier League alone? I'd say no. Because let's see what happens. He's definitely netting 25. Okay. Audible Pekin says 20 to 25 goals in total. Jackson's potential is sky high. Okay. 15 plus goals. I'm going with 15 plus goals. 21 by Football Extra Site. Giants 20. A lot of people. Okay. For Filey says 34 goals in total. Wow. I mean, let him do it, and I'll take it. 21 by Mr. M. Edwin Mboso says 11. I think he's definitely going to cross 11, 15, probably cross 15. Sachucho, 20 goals in total. Yeah, I think that's it with that 25 goals. I think the average we've seen is 20. Given how many we've looked at it, the average is 20. 18 goals, at least 20 goals. Yep, the average, Dante, do you agree, is 20? A lot of people saying 20, 20,
Yeah, that's
25,
what I
20.
said, around that
Mhm,
18 maybe to
mhm.
20, 16 minimum, maybe 20 sort of the max, and then 18 sort of average, around there. That's what I said as well. Yep.
Yeah. Very correct. So let's catch up with what we have in the chat here. We have Khan. Khan is saying, okay, hello to you to Khan. It's a great feeling to see our team doing so well. Been traveling for a while. Hope to be more regular next week, but the travel is for good. Again, for work, I'm guessing. If that's the case, we're happy for you, and we totally understand. You don't get paid to participate in the show. I get it. We're community here, so yeah, bills don't pay themselves. So enjoy yourself and make that money. But nice to see you back, Kyan. And hopefully you'll have time to participate a lot more. The Blue Tiffer game once again saying a striker that completes with or complements and supplements what Jackson does and vice versa. Gyokeres is that guy for the right price, of course. Yep. And I'd rather we sign him than Victor Osimhen. That's my opinion. Let's see what else we have here in the matter forward. I wonder why Maresca hasn't dropped Sanchez yet. I don't know. You've asked me that question actually as a comment in the community tab. I'm not sure why that's the case. He's done well, but he's not. Again, the fact that he's averaging at least one mistake per game, uh, that can be the difference between a team finishing top four, winning the league, or maybe fighting for relegation. So let's see what happens. Really, what else do we have here? Big up to you to GFC. Got it. Big up, bro. You don't have to do this for me to read your comment. Hopefully soon we'll start the Blue Alliance show again, and yeah, have a collaboration that'll be going on week in, week out, that can help us grow as a unit. But nice to see you, bro. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. I know you usually at work at this time. And Vic is saying we're not signing Gyökeres if he will compete with Jackson. Time to focus on the lap. No team will pay 80 million for uh, uh, a second striker. Okay. And Wycliffe Barish, I've just joined the stream. I would like Maresca to try starting Nkunku and Felix together with Mark Gui. I think good balance will be if Felix is starting, let it be Nicholas Jackson up front, and yeah, and the 11 we saw again at the front of four. I think with the exception of Mudryk, for me, I'm good with that. I have a feeling Iqbali, okay, it's working behind the scenes. Please keep it aligned. Kyle Jackson 20 goals plus 15 to 18 yellow cards. That's very, very correct, really. Let's see. Kevin Ezenwa Dalon one day. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. Performance of Jackson this season is much better than last season, aka he's improved, aka he's looking more polished. In my opinion, sorry if I'm remixing your comment without your contribution in the chat without your permission, but from my opinion, that's how I interpret that. He's become more polished. He's become less selfish also. I think he's starting to shoot instinctively more and more, and not up to take a 4 second touch in most cases like he did last season or the season before. And he's improved aerially. The only thing left in his head is just to place it a bit, not just head it straight to the goalkeeper and something like that. But that doesn't mean he's good enough. He's good enough for us, Chelsea FC. We need a good striker who has the ability and experience. Gyökeres brings experience. Their profile isn't quite the same. They differ a bit. Gyökeres more of a traditional number 9. Nicholas Jackson more of a hybrid number 9. And both can actually start at the same time, as we've already discussed. And let's see, Jackson, not quite. Just 7 goals into the season doesn't mean he's shut up Mykhailo. What if he ends the season with those 7 goals and not score any? He hasn't. And yeah, and I did say at the time that if it was me, I wouldn't respond the way I did. I would just keep scoring. And maybe at the end of the season, then talk to Mykhailo. Hi to you, to Nipun Sharma, my bro. Nice to see you, Nipun. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. And the Bluetooth game is saying maybe Jackson matches Hazard's best of 17 plus a 5 in the conference in the Conference League, plus 3 in the FA Cup, 25 in our competition. It's possible, but let's see what happens. Maresca improves. He improves players. For instance, Enzo Fernandez. Whenever he plays, he has again, given the fact he's been told to always arrive in the box late or whenever again to always arrive in the box. Let's just leave it at that. I think he'd get more goals than usual. Let's see. IB is saying funny. No one is actually saying how much Nani has improved. Only criticism. Has he really improved? Um, he's improved to a certain extent, but he still has a lot of improvements, a lot to work on. If that
I
makes
hope
sense.
maybe he's
So
not being. Is he being sarcastic, or is he trying to
he's
be
not.
fun?
No, he's not being sarcastic. I think he's one of those that defend Nani a lot. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Okay, yeah, no, just double checking because yes, I agree. I saw an improvement in the first couple of games. Since then,
He's
really bad,
regressed.
really
Yeah,
bad,
he's
and
regressed.
0 assists, which should tell you that 0 assists.
And again, and you can argue he's one dimensional and he always looking to dribble. I mean, I'm not sure what else to say here. I know there's a good player in there, but maybe he isn't paying attention to the criticisms that come his way, because there's a lot to learn from that. To improve in life, sometimes you pay attention to what people are saying that you're not doing right. And the only issue is when you listen to those things, you believe, yeah, you're just fine. You can do without the criticism. You should turn into a feedback, and believe that, yeah, you're actually one of the best. You were not going to improve, which at the time I argued was Eduard Mendes, one of his, again, bad qualities, maybe for lack of a more specific term, where he had issues at the time, and didn't believe he had issues, that he actually did respond to one. I think it was a journalist that did ask him. I can't quite remember what it was at the time. A question with regards to areas where he needs to improve, and he blatantly said he doesn't need to. So if you have that sort of attitude, you're never going to get better, in my opinion.
Yep.
But Kevin Ezen says, striker whom will lead us to Champions League next season. It's not Jackson, to be honest. I'm just going to leave it at Jackson is good. He's improving. Even before he improved as much as he's done lately, we've always known that again, that was a good player in there. That's a good player in him. That he just needs time and work on, you can say, his shortcomings and become better. And I think he's done that, and I think he's getting better. He's not quite there yet. But here's the thing: would just now, again, signing another striker doesn't mean Jackson is bad or not. Even if Jackson finishes the season with 45 goals, it still wouldn't be a bad idea to sign Viktor Gyokeres. It's as simple as that. And that's before I read the subsequent before I read subsequent comments in there. I think it was Vic that he mentioned. Again, he did say something to the effect of us moving on from Gyökeres and start looking at the lap. I don't think the lap is Chelsea level, in my opinion, but I want to get your opinion.
No, he's not, and it's way too early. He's young. Yeah, it looks good, but it's way to make that judgment on him. His first season, Premier League, he's looked all right, but a lot can change very quickly. So yeah, I don't look at like now more than that. So yeah, it's very early. If we were to sign someone like him, it doesn't really, we don't not showing that much ambition anymore. I think we would have signed him if this was earlier on in the project,
Mhm.
but I don't think going forward happening. Not now anyway.
And also, what do you make of some Chelsea fans calling for the club to move to loan? What's his name? This kid, we were linked with a move for him. I think it was last summer transfer window.
Ferguson.
The one before Ferguson. It just look what I that that begs the question: what have Chelsea fans become really? He's not even starting for Brighton anymore. You want us to go get him on loan for what? Really?
Look, the only thing that would be is if we get an injury or something, then maybe it makes sense, But otherwise, if they're really high on him, their recruitment. But that's what I'm talking about. These young players. So he looked like 100 million. Brighton won 100 million for him last season when he was in
Not
form.
to me. He didn't look like even a 40 million pounds player to
Not
me
to
at that
us, but
time.
not to us, but that's what Brighton wanted, and that's what many people said he's worth. So
Yeah.
um, a lot of people were saying for us to sign him as well. So that's what I mean. These young guys, they can go on and off. You don't know. They're ready, and then they're not ready. You have a good run of 10, 15 games, but then after that, it completely changes. And that's the same thing with the lap. You, he's surprised. Yeah, he's surprised. His first time in the league, but a lot will change once they start figuring him out and studying him a bit closer. A lot changes. So you can't go by off words like that. And that's exactly what.
Yeah. So I'm not sure why Vic is preaching for us to leave Viktor Gyokeres and go for him because of the price tag. I think he was specific. That comment was very specific, I think. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. I saw Nkunku linked to Dortmund, so I'm not sure. Nani regressed. Yeah, he made gains within the first few games, but he's lost it. Yep, yeah. Zero assist, yet no criticism of Jackson making late runs or providing him with an outlet. But okay. Heston, I've always known you defend Nani quite a lot. Um, don't go to the extent of trying to argue that he's actually done well, or maybe blaming others for his shortcomings. I don't think that's okay. But that's my opinion. Dante, you wanted to say something, I
I do
believe.
agree with the Jackson not making a lot of late runs, and I criticized him when I was talking about him earlier and not doing that. That's something he needs to add a lot more. Like I said, especially against the low block teams, he needs to be there to poach and just get lucky and poach. And yes, he needs to do that quite a lot. But it still doesn't. Yeah, you can't blame that for Noni's because Noni doesn't look for the assist first of all. He goes for the shot first, pretty much 80% of the time. Shot first, then he dribbles, cuts back twice or three times, and then where are you going to hit it into a crowd of defenders? Basically, that's what he does every time. So yeah, look, it's definitely on Noni. He's regressed massively, in my opinion. I had high hopes, like I said at the start of the season, when he scored on his right foot 2 goals against Wolves. He's finally got a right foot, I said, and he can finally do that. Since then, he's never turned back on his right foot to shoot since then. So I don't understand what happened, but yeah.
All right, and EPL Turf is saying, are you not worried that Gyökeres was very poor against Arsenal? If I judge him by his performance in a single game, then I don't understand football. He's actually performed consistently for a few years now, albeit for 3 seasons in the championship where he did very well. And in the championship, irrespective of how you view that competition, they have goalkeepers. It doesn't. It wasn't the case of whenever Gyökeres gets the goalpost, there will be no goalkeeper. He just slots the ball inside the net. They have goalkeepers. They do have goalkeepers there too, and it's a tough. The championship is a tough league. So he's performed consistently. Even at the top level, he's also done well, performed consistently. So it just wouldn't make sense to go by his performance in a single game and say, yeah, he's not a good player. I get it. It's you can say it's something embedded in the Chelsea, in the culture of the Chelsea fan base. I'm not saying you're like that, but this question probably will help lead to a conversation that will educate others and how to objectively judge a player. No player performs 100% all the games they played in their lives. They say form is temporarily. Yeah, form is not permanent. Yeah, it's a temporary thing. Sometimes you lose, and if you work hard, you gain it. You learn from your mistakes, and then you come back better. So I wouldn't judge him for that game against Arsenal. No, with that game alone. If we're being scientific, I think it'd be correct to say not enough sample size. It just wouldn't make sense to judge him by his performance in that game alone. What about against Manchester City? Yeah. What about all the games that he's been? Do you know how many hat tricks he's scored this particular season? But Dante, let's get your opinion on that comment on the screen.
Yeah, exactly, coach. One game, and he had a couple of good chances, hit the post, I think, once to the bar, so it was very close to scoring. Sporting didn't really set up that well, to be honest. Yeah, I wasn't quite impressed. He was basically all alone up front, pretty much a lone striker. They overloaded the midfield basically, and not really playing their usual more attacking, front three. It was more midfield, and he was up alone striker. So they were very, I don't know why they were quite defensive and quite cautious in that game. But it did not work for them at all. Like, just gave Arsenal's like, okay, awesome, no problem. We'll take over the game pretty easily. And that's what exactly they ran all over them because of that. So I think that was a problem as well, very much so. Yeah, I think obviously the new coach, a little bit different setup. You wanted obviously to set up differently, probably not to lose. Probably they wanted to try to get the result, a draw. And teams like that, Sporting, these ones that are so dominant in those leagues, they can't play like that. They're not set up to play like that. I just don't think once they get used to, winning 2-3 seasons in a row, champions, this always on the front foot, and then you're a bit more defensive and more midfielders, one striker, him alone up front. Yeah, what you're doing is you're making him work much harder, first of all, run around like crazy. And you're not going to get many chances that way. And that's exactly how he played out.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. I'm not worried really. It's a single game. We need a prediction of our lineup for tomorrow. We'll do that in a bit. We'll get to that in a bit. If we sign another striker, it means Nkunku needs to go. And yeah, if that's we can, when the time comes, when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. I think that may well happen. And this is what big clubs do. If they feel like they'd be better off by signing a certain player, even if that means one current player leaving, it doesn't really matter. You don't get too attached to players. It's not like he's been phenomenal for us. We know he's most definitely one of the best finishers at the club, but the truth remains he has to be patient. And when given the opportunity, he should take it. And in my opinion, as much as there was a time I believed he should have started over Nicholas Jackson, there were also times when he was given the opportunity to stake a claim for a place in the starting in the Premier League, in our Premier League starting 11. He didn't. He's missed clear open goals, and he's starting to come across as disinterested, as feeling not, you can say, not happy being on the pitch, for maybe because he didn't start in most cases. So let me not just jump to conclusions there. I can't read his mind, but I have every right to my opinion, if that makes sense. Wycliffe Baroshay saying, I don't support the idea of signing another striker right now unless we are sitting a second or third by January and within 4 points of the top, with a realistic chance of winning the league. And listen, we should sign one if we really want one. Do I think we can do without one? I think we can do without one. We have Cole Palmer who can operate as a number 9, albeit hybrid number 9. And if he's playing the number 9 position, Joao Felix can fulfill the 10 role effectively. And I think Joao Felix is actually better at fulfilling the 10 role than any other player we have here. He has the passing range, he has the vision, reads the game very well, also experience. Nkunku can also fulfill the number 9 role. Yeah. So I think we can do without signing a number 9. But if we really do need one, let's go ahead. I'm all for it. I'm not sure what to make of your argument. Dante, remember, you can come in whenever you want. I don't know if you have anything to add to this.
Yeah, coach. Sorry, I was eating.
Oh, okay.
Having a snack, but I just want to talk about it. Exactly right. Till January, it's still a lot of games to get till January. So if Jackson's balling and, well, like I said, we're playing those low block teams, if he's going to score goals and, he's amazing, maybe that's a little bit different. But I personally don't see that happening. And yeah, I still think we're not going to sign someone now anyway. That'll be only in January. So it's not going to happen now anyway. So yeah, that's long road to January. Everyone thinks ahead, but that's a lot of games from now to January.
Yeah, indeed, it is. Yeah, but let's see what happens. Vic is saying, Dante, the project is still not focusing on established players. The lap is on the radar, just like Duran, who is not valued close to, who is not or now valued, who is not valued close to 50 million. If we go to Villa, chances are they'd be asking something north of 60 million pounds for Duran. Remember, he signed a new contract.
And he's
Yeah,
playing more often, yeah.
and
But
yeah,
I
and
don't, I
he's
don't
playing
agree
more
with
often.
that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I don't agree with that, coach. No. How do you know we're looking at the lap? It's just a link because he's Man City and Joe Shields, and he had a good start to this season. It doesn't mean we're
So
really
it's
looking at
it's a
him, to be honest.
believable story or
It's
report.
a very believable story because of those things. But
Those
yeah, look,
factors you can say those things you mentioned that make sense.
yeah, because he's the hot guy right now, the hot young guy that's been the first sort of 10 games of his career has played really well. So okay, yeah, like I said, I don't think that's the case. I don't see us signing him. If they do, they'll stick with Jackson and Nkunku. But if there's an opportunity to sign like a Gyokeres or someone like that, I think they go for that now because I think they're looking at this a little bit differently from now on. We're not going to sign players like that to be sort of first team players to play every game, and compete with Jackson. No, I don't think that's the plan from now on. I think this is the core of group of players that, like as someone said earlier, I think it was, I can't remember who it was, Ken. Yeah, if we are up there in the top 2, top 3 in January, well, that tells you this team is pretty much, and we've got like a bit of a point gap or something. That tells you, we're on the right path. This core of group of players is exactly what they wanted. And then the plan has always been, and always from what I've seen, and they've stuck to this plan from the day one. Everyone, I kept did everything they were going to do. The plan after that, if we're up there.
All right. I'm going to continue speaking. Dante has a connection issue. If he comes back, I will most definitely add him back. He's back again. Yeah, your connection. It looks like you're using the Walmart connection today again.
I don't know what happens to it. It's not just, I don't know.
But it
Anyway,
looks 100% now. Stronger than mine, actually. The
it's gone
signal.
back down
It's
again.
breaking. Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, look, I don't know what the last now on going forward is signing more players that are ready and to take this team to the next level. That is why that's what the plan was always. And like I said, I don't know if you guys heard it, but they followed every part of the plan so far. And the plan is that's the next sort of stage of the plan. If we're up there and we're close, when the team is ready, that's what they said. When the team is ready, that's when the next sort of, if you want to call it phase, whatever, they're going to start adding quality on top of the team to take it to the next level.
Yeah, let's see what else we have here. Ladante, okay, the project, we've read that. We are definitely finishing second, in my opinion. Okay, I like your confidence. We need a striker that at least moves the needle. The lap does not do that. He will have Maresca's forehead looking like Pep's after 2 games. Did Pep really scratch the heck out of his bald head like that? Or people are just, you could say, making fun of him for his
No, he
struggles.
did.
Wow.
He did. He's done that before. Yeah, he's done that before. I've seen him many times. Like he grabs,
Oh my
he
gosh.
puts his nails in his head. Yeah, he's before.
He scratched the heck out of himself. And Kevin Ezanwa is saying, but Nkunku is good than Jackson in football profile. Profile. Okay. Meanwhile, the coach has to give Nkunku more time and a chance. I think he will, but Nkunku needs to, again. I think his attitude, for me, does come across, you can say, not acceptable for me. He's comes across as disinterested on the pitch, that big boy attitude. I could be wrong, and if that's the case, if the manager sees it the same way, then yeah, he's in trouble. I am not advocating for the lap. No, I just don't see any established striker walking through the door. It could that's a possibility, but we're improving so much that lots of the pundits are singing Chelsea praises. That's enough to move the needle in terms of you can say some of these players wanting to come to us, but there aren't too many established strikers out there looking to move right now, in my opinion. Let's see. We need to see Gyökeres against quality opponent. We've seen Nunes performing well in Portuguese league, and Nunes actually, I don't know how to describe his situation. Even when the closest is hitting the woodwork. I'm not sure, but everything else, he has the fight in him. The attitude is good. He's just putting away chances, makes the right runs and all that. So I'm not sure. I don't think it's correct to compare him with to compare what's his name Gyökeres um to compare Gyökeres to Nunes. Gyökeres has performed consistently for a few years now, and Nunes' case, it was just one season in Portugal. That I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, and it wasn't as many goals as it wasn't like Gyokeres at all. The same amount of goals and assists. No, it's not even. It wasn't quite not that close. So yeah, look, he was and he was much younger, of course. So they looked at him as a long term, investment. It's a little bit different. So they took a risk on him, and it hasn't paid off, obviously, but it still can pay off. So because he was very young, so there's still time for that to pay off as he matures. But yeah, you take those risks sometimes. Sometimes they pay off, sometimes they don't. So it's just one of those. But like you said, he only did that for a shorter period of time. He was a bit like Enzo Fernandez, basically. Did well with Uruguay, and then it was doing well for Benfica. They were winning at the time, and he had a really hot, as a very young player, he had a really hot patch, and that convinced Liverpool. Obviously, they were scouting him before, and that convinced him to go for it. But unfortunately, he hasn't made that step.
Yeah. And the beautiful game is saying we cannot say that Arsenal has the best defense in Europe and then say Gyökeres cannot break them down. Arsenal with Odegaard is a completely different animal than without, and the whole team was cooking. Yeah, they played well, but listen, I'm still sticking with. I'm not gonna judge Gyökeres based on that single game. We need to see Gyökeres against quality opponent. I figured that was exactly what you were trying to say there. So I did make sense of it. I suppose we're gonna now say that Gyökeres hat trick versus City. Well, fluke or City are going through a bad patch. Yeah, that's usually the sort of argument you see. How people justify such argument. No, Gyökeres is a quality player, in my opinion. How about Leo Messi? As good as he was at the time, did he ever succeed in scoring against Chelsea?
Yeah, he never got it against us. He always had bad games against. No, we had one good game, I think. But
did he succeed in scoring against Chelsea? Even penalty, he missed it.
Yeah, I think only one, if I remember
right. I don't
right.
think he's ever scored against Chelsea, did he? Or even, but not as you can say. In most cases, he did struggle, right?
He struggled mostly every time, and that's because the physicality of the English Premier League.
And would it be right to not say because of that at the time that he was a bad player? No.
No, exactly. Yeah,
we were prepared, almost always prepared to mark him out of the games, in my opinion. But go ahead if you were still talking, Dante. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly, Coach. The physicality of the defenders we had at the time, they completely marked him out of the game. But physically, they got to him. They really took him out many times. They really bullied him, and it worked at the time. He played us quite a few times, a lot of times actually. So, yeah, we had. I think he said it in an interview, if I remember right. The toughest his opponent and toughest defenders in that. Yeah, it was Chelsea. He said, if I remember right.
Yeah. Gyökeres loss against Arsenal. Does that mean he's not a good? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Came so nice to see you. Came so I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Thank you, Kim. So we either sign an elite, or we sack a Sanchez, an elite striker, or we sack a Sanchez. We either need more goals or shut the back door, or even both. But we've got to make a move. Sanchez is now number one in that table. I will open it. I did see the link, but I had to find a workaround. I in the system that I'm facing, no, I couldn't do that from there. It was slow down everything. We either, yep, I think we've addressed that one. Kim, so nice to see you. I appreciate you. Yep, number one. Is he asking Dante a question here? Okay, just saying to you. Do you guys think we can beat City? There's no saying. There's no saying. City's biggest issue right now, let me just say that quickly, lack of confidence. They are suffering from serious low confidence. Yep, and that's
They'll
an
recover.
issue.
They
Sorry,
will recover.
they will recover, but it will take, you could say, a few changes in the squad. Like, I'm not sure who to suggest that comes in, that will come in and make that change. But Dante, do you? I don't know if you see it the way I'm saying it. I think they have a confidence issue right now.
Confidence issue. I think. Yeah, it's very hard playing at that level at the top for so long, winning so much, and sometimes you get in some of these lulls. Even Guardiola hasn't looked himself, to be honest. The way he's been coaching, and even in interviews, he hasn't looked himself. So if the coach is off, then most of the time the players are off as well. So there could be a little bit of that, but every season they've started pretty slow, to be
Did you
honest.
watch their last Premier League games? Did you see how many chances that on a good day they put away? So I
Correct. Well,
think
they're still
they've been
creating.
bad
That's what I'm trying to
because
say.
here's the thing about
Yeah.
bad result, Dante. If you don't mind, apologies to you. Bad results over time lead to low confidence, because at one point it sinks into you that nothing you've done of late works, and the next one you're doing will be just for the sake of it. I could see it in the last Premier League game. Low confidence is a huge issue for them, and that's something that's very difficult to overcome. And usually, to overcome low confidence issue in a squad, you need to make nearly a wholesome change to bring in players you can say that hasn't played that much, but play to show you, yeah, that they should actually be starting over the guys that have been playing and been messing things up. Just the same issue we had, I think it was under Graham Potter, and to some extent under Mauricio Pochettino. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Look, yeah, coach, it is that as well. But guys like that, teams like that have been successful for so long, winning, they go through patches like this because it just happens. They just, like you said, confidence, a bit of cockiness, a bit of not taking it as seriously, a bit of overconfidence. But they will recover and they'll be just fine. I'm pretty positive of that.
It's not
Their
going to be
coach,
easy. That's where I disagree with you. It's not going to be easy. And had it not been that Pep signed a new contract, right now he'd jump ship. Probably didn't know it was going to get this worse. Usually he jumped ship when things start
no,
going not going his way. At Barcelona, probably in my opinion, I'd still say he jumped ship because
no.
Mourinho joined La Liga and started ruining things for him. At Bayern, I think his Champions League runs was the reason why he left Bayern. Probably tried how many occasions and he didn't win it, in my opinion. But go ahead, what you were saying.
Look, obviously Rodri is very important. They don't have a defensive midfielder to fill his spot at all. Gundogan's been playing back there. Now Gundogan's not that type of player, and he's pretty old now. He's getting in his years. He's not that type of player. So I think Pep needs to figure that out. But I think they will, and they'll probably do it in January. If not, they'll sign someone, and I think they'll be just fine. The quality of the players are too good. They actually need this. They do this every year, coach. They were 12 points behind last year, 9 points behind the
They
year
didn't
before
lose
this
four games
stage.
in a row last year.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying they were the same point difference. They were Arsenal were 10 points ahead. Before that, Liverpool, I can't remember, 9 points ahead. And every year they've come back. Yeah, I know it's a little bit different, but the coach is too good. He'll have the backing. He signed a new contract. He'll have the backing. They'll get someone in January to fill that void, maybe a couple of players.
I think they will
And
sign a lot of players.
Yeah, and they will recover. Yeah, because there's a lot of aging players in that
Mhm.
squad as well. Let's not forget. But that they don't have that defensive midfield that they really rely on, and you can see it. They're getting caught out because there's no one back there to shield the defense. There is no one back there, and those players are used to being so free, as in to go forward more, like Gavardol and all these other. They go forward so much. Rico Lewis, Walker, they all go forward so much. They have that freedom to do that, but now they do it, but there's no one there to protect it if the other team starts attacking. And that's, I watched the Feyenoord game. I watched the end of the fight. Exactly what happened. They have no one there, and they're too confident, way too confident.
And unfortunately, it could get worse for Pep because he doesn't know how to be pragmatic. He's not that sort of manager to say, okay, you know what, next game we have to play with caution to avoid losing another game. And that makes it a very difficult for them in the Premier League to uh, to get good result. I don't know how he's gonna fix that because the next game I'm not sure who they're playing against. The Premier League is
Liverpool.
one league where if you're
Liverpool are
suffering,
playing.
if you're going through a bad again a patch of form, even the bottom table teams will take advantage of that. They know how Pep plays it. They know they have issue. They will exploit that. That's one thing.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So
Exactly. And that's what they've been doing now since
it
Rodri's
could
been
get
out.
worse for them in the Premier
Yeah.
League.
But I just don't think they have that. But anyway, they'll be fine. The next game is going to tell you a lot against Liverpool. They're playing Liverpool next game. So this
And
is going to
and the
tell you.
slot for me, I think he's proven that he's a smart manager. He will exploit that very well.
Yeah, it should, but this will tell you a lot, this game, how the players
About Pep,
stand up
right?
and what Pep does. And don't be surprised they beat Liverpool.
You know why I'm laughing. This is anyway. I think I'm not gonna say that's not possible. Why? Because in football, 1+1 doesn't always equal two. Um, yeah.
And
So
coach, this Guardiola needs this. A lot of these players need this because otherwise it's just the same, top, best. They kind of
you could
need
say
this.
in the last game they wanted a win, and Pep did say himself 3-0 up. He thought that was it. He didn't expect anything
Yeah,
else to
yeah,
happen.
yeah.
The game before, you could also argue they wanted it. It's not about wanting it. It's again, the reality is that they're depleted to a considerable extent, and the manager doesn't know how to be pragmatic. He's not the sort of manager that say, okay, because we're missing Lodri, KDB isn't 100% fit. We're missing the other person here. You know what? Let's be a bit pragmatic. Let's not just push up too high. Let's not take too much risk. He's not that guy. That's
No, and
where
that's
it's
what they
gonna
did
be.
against Feyenoord. I
It's
was watching.
it could be end up
Yeah,
being a long season for them in the Premier League. But go ahead with what you're saying.
and that's what they did against Feyenoord. And they free up and they start, instead of being comfortable playing the game out, doing this, they wanted to attack even more. They went forward even more.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's
like
where the problem lies. They're
that's why
depleted. They
Pep,
don't know how to play differently. Be a
they
bit
do,
pragmatic
and
to
that's why
get
Pep
result. Not
was
them.
pulling,
Go ahead.
not pulling his hair out. He was scratching his head because he was actually yelling on the sidelines. I can see him barking out instructions back, defense, like talking to the defense only. So he was. I think that's why he was so pissed off, basically, because they weren't listening as well.
Yeah. So I'm going to catch up with a few of what we have in the chat here. If you're recruiting January, but we won't. I'm not sure whether we'd recruit a lot. I've shared this with myself. Let's see if I can open it. I want us to take a look at that, and then we go back. We go to the match prediction and preview exercise proper. The lab missed two chances against United. People would have crucified Jackson if he missed those chances. We need experience. Let's see. I think the players we have, in my opinion, they are experienced a lot. And not, in my opinion, give me Victor Boniface as backup. I think Nicholas Jackson. Victor Boniface doesn't want to play in the Premier League. I've said that 1,000 times. Dante connection issues up Nepa. All right, I believe in Jackson because of his trajectory, and he is a hard worker. I believe he will have great numbers that no one expected by the end of the season. Okay, it's a good one there. I think Victor Boniface, he doesn't want to come to the Premier League. And Dante is sunny. What next level? The entire project is built around. The entire project is built around financial sustainability and a potential long term. The current players will become senior boys. Good one there. Messi scored against us the last time, one time. But the ratio of the amount of times he scored against us and the amount of time he played against us is poor, given the player he is. So, but the point of mentioning Messi, is just yeah, if we're going by the logic presented at the time, then Messi is a bad player. If we're going to say Gyokeres isn't good enough because he struggled against Arsenal, then might as well say Messi isn't good enough because he struggled against Chelsea. Messi scored one goal. Christensen gave the ball away to him at New Camp, right? Yeah, thank you for that. I think one penalty. I don't think he scored a penalty against us, but I could be wrong. He scored eventually between between the goalkeeper's legs. Okay, thank you for that. EPL tough. Messi has trashed English opponents. Please don't say physicality has stopped him. What else do we have here? Chelsea doesn't take advantage if we. Okay, won the United game. I'm not sure I understand that. And this to Dante, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom very soon. Dante, it is different. Some players wanted out last summer. The midfield is awful, and the defense was diabolical. They need a rebuild, but no way they bounce back. Okay, Man City, you're talking about Man City. They will not beat Liverpool, but in football, never say never. My theory is City are about to get punished severely, and Pep would look really bad if he left now. He just signed a contract like a captain abandoning a sinking ship. Psychologists would advise us not to ignore the forehead. Okay, Dante is now focused on the current situation and the causes. Rather, he's sticking with precedent. 6 games without a win, and Pep turned himself into Hannibal. I really do like that one. He turns himself into Hannibal Lecter, somebody's best friend. I'm not, I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm done talking. Okay, I want us to get into the match preview exercise as soon as possible. So we looked at it. Pat Nevin on Nicholas Jackson. Esteban Willian is the closest version of Neymar to emerge in Brazil. That's TV Global. Anything important here? Nothing important. There's a comments from pundits, commentaries from pundits, whatever you want to call it. Nothing again to see here. That's just it. There's something else I wanted to share here. Let me open it quickly. Robbie Mustoe singing Enzo Fernandez praises. Nothing new there. But let's talk about the goalkeeping department, and then we can get to the match preview exercise very soon. All right, let's open here. Just give me 1 second here. We'll open in a bit. So Premier League stats, powered by Oracle Cloud. What's going on there? Don't do that. How much did you guys pay? Powered by Oracle Cloud. Premier League player stats, errors leading to goals. Muric, the Ipswich coach goalkeeper, 3, and of course Robert Sanchez, 3 in total. Casemiro, 2. Trevor Chalobah, yeah, people want him at Chelsea and at Crystal Palace. How many games has he played for them? And he already has 2. He's made 2 errors leading to goals. Any of the Chelsea? Okay, that's it. But yeah, Trevor Chalobah is on the list, and yeah, Robert Sanchez number 2 there with 3. Yeah, that's crazy. It's some would say just 3, just isn't. 3 errors leading to go isn't just. That could be the difference between you finishing in the top 4 or fighting relegation. So it's not something that we should take lightly. And Dante, let's hear your opinion. And I want you also to talk about Trevor Chalobah, who's on the list. Yeah, 2 errors leading to go. And he hasn't actually played a lot for Crystal Palace. That's a lot in my opinion. But let's hear you, Dante.
Well, Trevor Chalobah first. Yeah, look, he hasn't played that much and he made mistakes. He looked good couple of games and then a couple of games horrible. So it is what it is. I don't see him coming back to Chelsea. I doubt that very much. But
For
it's not
multitude
not
of
helping
reasons,
his.
not just down to his playing ability, right?
Yeah, no, I don't. It could be other stuff. We don't, like I said, we don't know stuff behind the scenes. It just doesn't all add up. So anyway, we'll see what happens at the end of the season. But it's not helping us selling him making these mistakes. So we'll wait and see on that one. Yeah, Sanchez. Yeah, that's 3 goals. That yeah, but yeah, there's probably around it'll be around 11. No, not 11. Sorry, 9 more chances that could have led to a goal. So, like I said, every single game he's made 1 error that could have led to a goal. So, yeah, if you add that there,
And
yeah, but
we've just been lucky that the opposition, you can say, they didn't
they
capitalize on
didn't
those
capitalize
errors.
on it. The ball bounced the wrong way. Very lucky, many times very lucky. A couple of 3 of those they missed, so they were lucky they just missed, just barely. So yeah, and like I kept saying, that it's not just about that. It costs points. It costs us a lot of points. Those 3 you see there, they cost nearly that's 6 points there from those 3. Uh, but the other ones that are there's more that, like I said, it equals up to 9 points that we lost because of Robert Sanchez. So 9 points is we're basically equal with Liverpool at the
I
moment.
mean,
So
I cannot be that specific because
well, it is, yeah.
no, I'm
I
just
looked up,
I trust you. I'm just saying
yeah.
I haven't taken the time to like look at games where I'd say and find out which that it was his fault that we didn't win
Well,
those
just the
games
recent
and
ones.
maybe.
If you just go back to a couple of recent ones, the penalty he gave away, and that's 2 points dropped. The Liverpool game as well there, and that's a point dropped. So that's just 3 points there by themselves. And then you go back to some of these, yeah, it equals up to 9 points. So it is what it is. I think what's kept him in the job, what's kept him, I kept saying this, I think Jorgensen obviously missing, the start of not having preseason, coming in late. Younger keeper, I think Enzo's probably wanted him to get up to speed a bit more, get comfortable with his teammates, let him pretty much get comfortable and play the probably opening round of the Conference League, play it out. If he does really well in that, and he's done pretty well in my opinion so far, then then he can make the change. But I guarantee you, Enzo is looking at this and the points lost. He's a micromanager. He looks at all the stats. He looks at everything like this, and I guarantee you, this has been brought to his attention as he sees this. So we'll see what happens. I think a change is coming. It all depends again how Jorgensen will do. We'll see what he does in Germany tomorrow, how he does there. If he has another really good game, continues his form, then yeah, the pressure's on more on Sanchez. So yeah, look, hopefully he makes that change. We all want him to make that change. There's that argument there. I keep seeing people saying, "Oh, but if you drop Sanchez, what are you going to do to his confidence? What if Jorgensen comes in and plays a couple of games and he's not good enough?" Well, then you drop Jorgensen back. He's not ready, and you put Sanchez back in. And they're saying, "Well, then Sanchez won't want to come back in because you've killed his confidence." That's not true. He's a mature man. He's 27, 28. Where is he now, Sanchez? Uh, he'll take that spot back straight away if he gets it. So yeah, I don't think that is a problem at all. I'd rather do that and see what Jorgensen has, just like Petrovic last season. He wasn't even a much more less talent than Jorgensen. Played in the MLS, was hardly ever known. Played in a league basically much worse than where Jorgensen came from. And yes, and he took that spot, he took that opportunity. So if we don't give him the opportunity, we're never gonna know. So I think hopefully Maresca sees that. He's on the yellow card away, Sanchez, from missing anyway. So that could be the
One
the
yellow
trigger
card away
point.
from missing,
Yeah, if he gets another yellow card, he's suspended.
and you're praying that that happens sooner than later, right?
Yeah, I was praying in against Leicester the last 30 seconds. I'm like, please kick the ball away, something, and get a red card, get a second yellow, and get sent off, please. Miss a couple of games, please.
Heston, I wouldn't take it to that extent, but Heston, that may
I
well
would.
be you could say the sort of situation that would create a chance for what's his name? They will create the opportunity for Jorgensen to come in and show, yeah, he should be starting over Robert Sanchez. But we'll find out. Here's the thing. I think it happens soon.
Yeah, it's close.
Maybe, yeah, it could happen soon. But let's see. Vic is saying leave Sanchez alone. Dante, the criticism is too much. Sanchez will be number one until the end of the season. It's a possibility, but it could change. Drop Jorgensen and restore Sanchez if things don't work out. What a typical fine comment here. Sanchez is it's a
That's
survivor, I'm guessing.
name of the
Let's see.
game. What I don't know what Vic is trying to say. He should know that that's what happens. That happens so much, so often. I don't understand. It happens. If you look at some of the mid-table clubs, lower table clubs, how often that happens.
Mhm.
It's just obviously because it's Chelsea, bigger clubs, doesn't happen that often, but it does happen quite a lot. I don't think it's nothing. Do you think that will kill, coach? Do you think that will kill Sanchez's confidence and he won't want to come back after a game or 2 games back in as a starter?
If it doesn't, he shouldn't be at Chelsea. Heston,
Exactly.
yeah,
Correct.
he should get. If you get dropped and you're
You're dropped for a
probably you're
reason.
briefed, I think if it's dropped, if it's not, if it doesn't, you can say if the case isn't that he receives one more yellow card and then gets suspended, maybe he's not going to get any briefing. There will be no need for one because clearly he had his accumulated certain amount of yellow cards, which in turn will lead to him missing the next game. But if he gets dropped for one reason or the other, he'd be briefed on why he's being dropped, so
And
that
you
he
can
can
just
work
bring
on
up
it
that
and get
table you brought
better.
up, coach. That's sufficient enough to,
Yeah.
if it happens one more time, especially if it happens one more time, that's sufficient enough evidence. And I don't think you can complain.
And that's simply your opinion. We don't know if the manager will look at that and say, yeah, that's enough. Because we've
Trust
been
me, all
thinking,
managers
yeah.
look at drop points and goals. That they all look at it. Especially a coach like Maresca, he would 100% be looking at it.
Right. Dante, I don't know. How well do you know what's your name? How well do you know how'd you say that again? Heidenheim.
Heidenheim, yeah,
Heidenheim.
Heidenheim. They had a great season last season, but they lost the players. It was one of those seasons where a newer team, they'd come up, do really, really well, and then get in that last European spot there. And then obviously the big boys come around and take their good players, and now
Mm.
they're back down to reality. They're back down into 15th or 16th, I think. They probably might even go down. So yeah, not people are saying that this will be a tough test. Look, they're not a bad side, but they're not the same team they were last year, and they're struggling a lot this season because of that. You take 3 players out of their team that were the best last season, people bought them. That's a big difference for a team like that, and they haven't really replaced them. So yeah, it is what it is. They're like 16th or 15th in the league. Like I said, they're really struggling. They're conceding a lot of
They're
goals.
15th.
Yeah, they're conceding goals as well each game. They're getting a lot of goals against them. So yeah, I don't see it as such a difficult game, to be honest. I think we should be pretty comfortable in this one. Uh, like I said, there's not many hard teams in this competition. Fiorentina's one of them. That's probably
The
Heidenheim's up
strongest.
there. If it was last year,
Fiorentina, the strongest, you think?
if Heidenheim was the team from last year, I would say they'll be up there. But they're not that. Like I said, they've been gutted, and they're not that team anymore. They're probably going to
After
get
losing
relegated.
some of their best players.
Yeah, and that's what happens when a team way overperforms some of the other teams, because there's pretty big teams in Germany. They come and get their players, and that's what happened.
Yeah, interesting. They're 15th. They have a -5 goals. They scored a total of 15 goals. They conceded 20. Yeah, that makes sense. They have just 10 points. They've lost 7 goals in 7 games in total, drew 1. And that's just the Bundesliga.
Yes.
Yeah, but here's one thing I've learned in life not to is to take teams for granted. Football 1+1 doesn't always equal to.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know
Well,
you
they're not
know
a
that
Norway
knowledge.
FC, that's for sure. They're not Norway FC,
Yeah.
but like I said, they struggle to get a lot of teams. They struggle. They get broken down pretty easily.
Wouldn't you say they're strong enough that making up to 11 changes will be problematic for us?
No, not really. No, I don't, because they're going to be making some changes as well. Uh, but and that's even worse for them. But they play, coach. They play like they're open. Yeah, they don't sit back and defend. So that's a recipe for disaster against the better teams.
Yeah, okay, let me vote. Who will win? I'm going to vote that Chelsea will win, and I think it's going to be probably 80% plus, in my opinion. Will 80% plus chances of Chelsea winning. Let's see. Yep, 84%. 7% believes it will end in a draw, and 9% believes that Heidenheim will beat Chelsea. And that's a total of 9,475 votes. That's a good enough sample size, but it's nothing scientific about this, really, if we're being honest.
No.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
because this is just people voting based on, you can say, opinion driven poll.
Yep.
This is opinion driven poll, so nothing scientific about it. That doesn't mean certainly Chelsea are going to beat them. But sometimes it makes sense to, yeah, believe in what a lot of people believe in to be right. So injuries, we have Malo Gusto doubtful. I think probably he gets to play. Maybe not. I don't know. Do we really need him in that game? No. So he might not play. That's because what's his name? Gusto. He's played in the Conference League before, right? Has he?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
he's
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 not in the
registered.
squad.
He's registered. Yes.
Okay, he's registered. So, but I don't think it wouldn't make sense to play him since Renato Vega
No.
can start on the left and this is the on the right. So Pedro Neto doubtful. Could play. Yeah.
No, he won't play.
Rhys James a
No,
few days. Yeah, right. I doubt if that is a few days.
he
Will
didn't
be a
train. He
few
won't
days.
play. Neto won't play. No,
Neto won't play. You don't think?
no, he didn't train at all. No.
Okay, he didn't trade. Okay, so for them they have Julian out. I don't know him. Luca James out. Thomas, but I don't know any of this. Marvin, I don't know any of them.
No,
Of
you
any of
won't.
them.
You won't know any of them.
No, I don't know them. But they have 5 players out. It's always again if I knew them or if I know them well enough, then I'd be able to tell whether they're missing important players or not. So and there's no kind of a blob here that shows whether they're missing any important players. About the match, FC Heidenheim is playing home against Chelsea at a Voith-Arena on Thursday, the 28th, 2024. Forget about the time in there. This is round 4 of the Conference League. A predicted lineup, okay, and blah blah blah. There. Okay, so let's see. Top scorer for us. He has 4 goals in the competition. And his average rating is 8.21 in a Christopher Nkunku, or top rating maybe. With the XG, Christopher Nkunku has XG of 2.81, and Conte has XG of
Yeah.
0.227. Assist Nkunku has 1, he has 1. Matches played 3 for both. Not bad. So team form in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, we lost 1. The 2-0 loss to Newcastle United in the was that FA Cup or Carabao Cup? What cup game was it actually?
Sorry, which
Uh,
one?
the loss against Newcastle United. I'm just saying in 5 games,
Carabao Cup. Yeah, yeah.
Carabao Cup. Okay, we've lost 1, drawn 2, and won 2. Okay, for them in 5 games, they lost 4, yeah, and won 1. Okay.
That's in the Conference League. The Hearts. That's against the Hearts in Scotland.
Oh, in the Conference League. Okay, so good result for them in the Conference League, but the Bundesliga, it's been woeful for them. Bayer Leverkusen beat them 5-2. They're not scoring that many goals either.
No, they're good for a goal. I'll tell you this: they're good for a goal because they do play with 2 strikers up front. So they're
But even at that, they're not scoring too many.
no, they're not, but they're good for a goal. From what I've seen, some of the
Mhm.
stuff I've seen, they like to play a 2 striker system. So yeah, and they like to get balls in, cross in, and headers, set pieces, that type of thing. They got some big guys, and yeah, we're not the best at that, as we know. We're improving, but we're not the best at that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they score a goal.
Okay, and especially if we're going to make a lot of changes in the back line, so chances I would concede due to lack of proper coordination between our starting defensive line.
Yeah, but
On the
going the other way, we'll score. We'll score a few goals. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
so
we'll
no
score.
insights. So probably these guys don't know much about them, and I think as we can see there, uh, our average goal concession is 1 per game. I think if you want to break it down, theirs is okay. You can say 2 per game. Mm. All right, it makes sense. So looking good for us in terms of what the numbers tell us. We don't have too much to work with. In total, in the 5 games, we scored 2 goals here, 1 here. Okay, 11, 12, 12 goals in total, and they've scored just 1, 3, 4, and 6 goals. Okay, and Dante says they play with 2 strikers. I wonder. Let's see. Hopefully, we'll be able to deal with playing against 2 strikers. Let's get into the lineup prediction exercise. Dante, for each player we decide to plug in there, we have to explain why that player starts. Jorgensen definitely. Let me start. You can say take care of it. The most difficult one here, the goalkeeping position. You don't have to stress yourself. Okay.
Hey, we saw Bettinelli in the other 21s. You never know.
So Jorgensen between the sticks. I don't want you to stress your brain in trying to figure out who starts between the sticks for us against Heidenheim. So the back four, Dante, we know that is just what we call. We started calling it the starting structure because the application
Yeah.
is what we pay attention to and average positioning of the players mainly. But Dante, let's hear you. Do you think we go with us again with a back line that will allow us play with a back three and you can once the game starts. But let's say United, the back four, who do you think starts where?
Yeah, I think Vega should get a game. Definitely should be getting a game in this one.
He's fully fit. I think he starts. Do you think
Yeah, I
because
think
there
he
are
should
two
start.
positions where he can start? He could start here, but I
No,
don't
I'm
think we
gonna
have
put him
any
at
other
the left.
person to play here, right?
I'm gonna put him at left back because he will be the left centre back, in my opinion. He'll probably be the left centre back.
Oh, I don't think we'll be able to play with a back four that will allow us to play back three actually,
I wouldn't be
application wise.
surprised. I think Maresca will probably go pretty attacking the game, like he's shown against these opposition.
4-1-4-1.
No, 3-1 basically.
All right.
But like
So
I said,
who's
they do play with 2 strikers, so that maybe that might change, and they're more physical. So maybe, but they might change and decide to go really defensive. Heidenheim. So I don't know. Yeah, they might.
and hit us
Depends
on
how
the
they line
break,
up.
right?
Maybe. Yeah, but I'll just put anyway. I'll put Vega for now. I'll just put Vega there, and if it's in a back three, he'll be the left center back maybe. I think he needs to play. He needs a game. This is you know, he hasn't really played much at all. So
All right. I have Vega there. Who else?
yeah, at the back, I think we'll see Tosin play.
Tosin with who?
Tosin will be the central one, so that left center back, I think,
So you
more on
think
the left.
Badiashile plays again?
Yeah, because I think he'll be the center. I think he'll be the central guy.
And I think it makes sense for him to play more consistently because he's shown that he has the quality, the intelligence in terms of reading the game effectively and being at the right place at the right time. His passing is so delicious to watch, really. So if he plays consistently, I think that will help him get there. I'd start him. This pairing there will work.
I actually
But go
don't. I
ahead.
don't think Badiashile will start, coach. I don't think he's going to start this game.
Who starts?
He might, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's like I said, Tosin in that where Bariashil is, and then Disasi on the other one.
To be roll with a back three. How about his thing? Here's why I think Renato can start. You know, Renato, if he inverts,
You can invert, yeah.
yeah, then if you have a back three of this guy here, right, and whatever happens out there, we don't care. Then
Yeah.
this is C here.
So Disasi, yeah.
Yeah. So, but go ahead.
Yeah, Disasi, yeah. I'm just going on. Yeah, Disasi will be. He'll definitely play Disasi. He was captain, so yeah, I think he'll play. He might be captain again now. That the Enzo's out of the squad, out of that second squad. I think he'll probably get the captain's armband again.
Just 1 second. Let me set this in a way so that we can go news hunting to check if anything new emerged once we're ready. We're here. So you were saying who the 2 6s?
Yeah, the 2 6s will be. I think Casade will get a game this one. I think.
Yeah, I think Casade will start.
This is the type of game he should be starting in. Lower opposition. Yeah, I think he should definitely start this. He hasn't really come on and played, so I think he should be playing. And this is a perfect game to give him that.
I think Casade will start with Drewsbury Hall. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what I said. But yeah, Casade will be the defensive midfielder, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then Drewsbury Hall with a box-to-box 8. Or I even have... he could even play in the 10.
I think Felix plays here again.
Do you think he'll play him again and not playing for Aston Villa?
He's not going to risk making too many changes. We're talking about a Bundesliga side, irrespective of how you how you see again. Because they be well drilled, and probably if we make too many changes, I think we'll regret it. And I'd say chances are we'd see Romeo Lavia coming for either of these two guys. Is he registered for this competition?
He is, yes.
Yeah, so chances I would see him. And he didn't play the last game, and it wasn't like he wasn't fully fit. He was fully fit. But the manager, in his post game interview, he did say something to the effect of him always wanting to play Enzo in that game, irrespective of whether he was tired or not, something to that effect. So chances are Romeo Lavia starts here, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, look, that's the one I was thinking about as well. Does he need more games?
Saying Lavia is not registered for the competition.
Isn't he registered? He went last time, didn't he? Pretty sure he went. Oh, I can't remember now.
So maybe we'd see Enzo.
No, coach. I don't think Enzo's playing. He's not going to play him again. He's going to play him against Aston Villa.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a possibility.
Yeah, he's not going to play him 3 games in a row, 90 minutes. No, I don't. Oh, I mean, 3 games in a row, and coming off the international playing there as well. Don't think he's going to risk him here. I don't see the need to risk him here, to be honest. I think you got players there that can do it. So yeah, I don't think he will. I don't think he will start at all. No. And he's always played very well against Aston Villa. That's been the team he's always played well against. Enzo.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll just leave it like that for now. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think up front, I could see obviously Nkunku should be getting the start, especially in German side.
You think Nkunku here, right?
Yeah. Now he has to play. He has to.
Yeah, he has to. Yeah.
He really has to play. The only other thing I can see there, maybe Guy up front and Nkunku in behind him. That could be an option, and maybe bring Felix on later if needed. If you know what I mean.
I think Felix starts this game.
You think he starts? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't want to make too many changes that will lack cohesion.
Yeah. I know, but if
And
you,
I'm going to say what I already said, not against the Bundesliga side, irrespective of whether they're bottom table 15th, 16th, or 17th. I think it's important to maintain some level of continuity. I think that's the
yep.
most correct language, not consistency. Um, yeah, in the midfield area, I'd see Enzo starting this too. But like you said, chances are he wouldn't want to risk starting him in this game because he wants to play him against Aston Villa on Sunday. But let's see. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, just put Felix. That's fine, coach. It's not quite sure on this one, but yeah,
I
just put
think
Felix
Felix
there.
starts this game. If Felix isn't starting here, I think that'd be a lot of changes, and we risk losing that game. After
Yeah,
switching this to making changing this two out, and then changing playing with a different player out there, I think we'd see a very disjointed with a very disjointed performance and could possibly lose the game.
yeah.
We don't want to change too much in this triangle here.
Yeah, I think, being a German side as well, he might go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
that
he
is a
wouldn't
big
want to
change in a
risk too
time.
much. Yeah, go ahead.
The two players, that's a big change because they haven't played together ever there.
Yeah.
So that's already a big change anyway. But yeah, I do think that's probably because it is a German side, and then I'll probably have Mudryk, and if Sancho is fit, I think Sancho will get game time.
Is he registered for this competition?
I'm pretty sure Sancho is, yes, and
I don't
Mudryk.
think he was registered for it, but that is my opinion.
Sancho, yeah, I think Sancho is registered for this one. Um, the other ones are not.
Okay.
Neto's not, or is it Neto? I can't remember which one, how they are. I can't remember exactly. I'd love to see Tyreek George get another go, but I think he would want a bit more of a stronger attack. Yeah, let me just double check.
More likes, people. More likes. Let's get the likes up.
I can't remember. My tablets are kicking in, coach. I can't remember too much right now.
Okay, what were you? Sorry about that, bro. What were you
No, it's
checking?
good. I'm feeling good, but I'm saying my tablets are like, yeah, I can't think very well.
I mean, you're not a hard drive. You're a human being. It's about confirming an information you're not too sure about.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Okay. Because I think it was Neto. Yeah, Sancho is registered. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So,
I
but
remember last
I
game.
don't think he starts. But that's my
Nearly,
opinion. But go ahead. You think he should start? He starts. I'm
he
gonna put
hasn't
him
played
there.
in like 3 weeks, coach. Nearly.
Okay, so you think he starts this game?
I think he needs fitness, the game time. I think he should start. If he's fit, start him, get him going. I don't think he'll start on the weekend just because of that exact reason. Unless he does really well, then comes off early. But I think he definitely starts. He hasn't played in a long time. He's registered. I think he starts. Yeah, in my opinion, I think he would start because of that reason. I would put him in on the right hand side as well. I would love to see him on that right hand side.
Okay, I think Tariq George starts.
Yeah, I would too. I would put George, but because he needs game time and he hasn't played, I'm just thinking he starts and then comes off earlier.
All right, I honestly do think George starts here. Vic is saying Sancho must play. Coach, this shouldn't be a discussion. Okay, let's see.
The same
Um,
with Mudryk, coach. He hasn't played. He hasn't really played yet. He's
so
come
he
on 10
starts.
minutes,
You don't think
5 minutes.
Tariq George starts over Sancho here? What if the manager has the plan to play Sancho on Sunday, and probably feels like he doesn't really need this game?
And this will matter on Neto's fitness as well. Obviously, if Neto's not ready for, maybe, but if he is, then yeah, I think Sancho definitely plays this game. He needs the minutes. He needs to play.
Yeah. All right, thank you so much. Let's see anything else. Yeah, let's go news on to anything else you want to talk about in a bit. What are we here? Did anything? Robbie Musto. This is just people talking. Where did I open that? Was it here? Ah, gosh. Okay, here I think. All right, nothing new has emerged. We've addressed all these things we're looking at here, but let me scroll to the very top. Mark Guehi to Chelsea rumors are back. Deal or no deal? For me, no deal. Uh, we don't listen. And Salvino is coming. I think in the centre back position, I don't think we should be looking to sign another player there. And this guy is not going to come cheap. And just doesn't make sense to pay that much money to sign him back after selling him. But let's hear you, Dante. What you want to say?
Yeah, look, he's a good defender. We've seen it for England, playing for England. He's done very well there. So he's a very solid defender. He's the type of defender we would need. Like, even though he's a good leader, he's a captain there. He's already at a young age, a captain, and like I said, international. So he's a very good player. Look, if it was me, if it was between him and Colwell, I'll put him in straight away over Colwell, 100%.
Hmm. Mudryk doesn't start. No, Mudryk starts. I think we have him on the line. We have him. He's there. He's there really. So this is saying Arsenal and Chelsea are both keen on the potential transfer of Alexander Isak, but won't pay Newcastle United £115 million asking price for the Swedish striker. Instead, the London Giants are aiming to try to get Isak's fee down to £80 million. Cut offside. I trust them because I believe they are an affiliate
Yeah,
of Fabrizio Romano.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so I trust them. If this scene, usually that's where pay attention to everything you see on Carter's side. Before you know it, Fabrizio will be talking about it too. Um, but I don't know the possibility of Newcastle United deciding to sell Isak, except if he wants to leave. Nothing new here, and this is Silko Palmer when asked by Zola whether he stays behind after every session. Yeah, if Maresca lets me, it's too much sometimes. I would stay all day. Wow. All right.
You
Anything
watched
else,
that interview?
people? Go ahead.
Did you watch that, coach? The Zola interview?
Go ahead. Were you saying something?
I
Sorry.
said, did you watch the Zola interview?
No, I haven't watched it. I think I
Yeah, it's
have to.
really good. You should watch it. It was a good watch. Puts a
Yeah.
smile on everyone Chelsea fans' face, I think.
Yeah. So, anything else you want us to talk about, Dante, before we call it a day? I don't think anything new has emerged. Nothing new.
Nothing too new, yeah, except the Achapong thing. So that's great. Hopefully he's in the squad. He'll go to Germany. So we'll wait on that one. There's nothing. There was a Graham Potter interview as well. I don't know if you've seen that or not.
I
He had
didn't bother watching that. I've seen that saying one of the questions that he was asked was if would have been wise for him to refuse the Chelsea job and all that. I think excuses after excuses, in my opinion, if you paid attention to that. But go
one
ahead,
thing
what's
that
first?
Yeah, one thing that stood out to I watched all of it from start to finish. One thing that stood out to me is he took the job blindly. He didn't look at the player's profile or anything. He just took the job. He had no idea of the players we have and their profiles and who they want to bring in or would do anything.
It was just a
He,
case of, yeah, that's Chelsea Football Club.
yes, he took, and that's one of it. When I heard him say that, I'm like, really? Like, seriously? Like, come on. Anyway, yeah, that and the other big thing I took away from it, it was asked what's his biggest strength and weakness, and yeah, he said he's what's it called? He's very I forgot the exact word now. What is it called? Right at the end of the interview, he's not humble. He's very uh he basically, like, he feels sorry for everyone and he gives everyone a chance, and he's very forgiving, and yeah, he's very trusting and stuff like that. I'm like, if I was in that dressing room, I would know, like, those players would have eaten him up. Like, yeah, with that attitude and with that mentality, those players would have eaten him up completely. Yeah. And he was asked that question: does he think he lost the squad, like the players? If he lost them, he didn't quite answer that quite clearly. So to me, that kind of said maybe some, maybe not, but just the way he came across when he was asked a lot of these things, to me, he's a very soft, forgiving, like, guy, and you can't be that
I mean,
nice.
he's a nice guy. Given what I know, I haven't
He is a
met him.
very nice guy, but
Yeah, I
that's what
don't
I'm
know him
saying.
personally.
That is not a strength in a
It's not.
dressing room.
Being a manager, that's not his strength. Yeah.
That is not a strength of a top class manager. It is not a strength. For me, it's a weakness, in my opinion, and what I've seen and what I've been through and what I see other coaches. You can't be Mr. Nice Guy. You can't, like, trust everyone, and you know what I mean? You can't be that guy. It's a complete, they would have eaten him up in that dressing room, a lot of them.
Yeah, you shouldn't be your player's best friend.
Nope.
Yeah, it's
Definitely not.
what. Not a good idea. Anything else, Dante, you want us to talk about? Let me see what Vic is saying here before we call it a day. This guy is saying, let's see, he took the job not blindly, but with confidence he'd be protected. Since everyone is on a learning experience, I don't think he gave excuses, but the fact he knew more. Let's see what he says here. He knew more than we will. You could argue, but there are a few things there for me. That although I haven't taken my time to sit down and watch it properly, but I've seen excerpts from that. That's, yeah, for me, clearly excuses. Yeah, like saying how we had too
Yeah.
many new players and blah 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 blah.
Look, he was
But
put in a difficult place, but it doesn't
yeah,
matter. You need to sort that out. Choose exactly what Maresca did, yeah? Sort the players you want. The profile, Maresca already knew the profile of players he wanted, the ones he wanted. He already knew before he came in, I don't want Sterling. He's not going to, I don't want this guy, that guy, that. Potter would have gone in there and hugged everyone. I want you, all of you. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, and he did actually say that exact words. He took blindly. He said blindly. It's one of his little regrets, but he took it blindly without looking at the profile of the players he has.
Beyond that, actually, there are other issues, such as him not being able to motivate his players. I don't think he's capable of doing that.
Well, that is Mr. Nice Guy. You can't be Mr. Nice Guy to motivate every time. Motivate
Yeah.
nicely. Like, it's. I mean, we know in his interviews after the game, he's always saying, and it doesn't matter if we lose 5-0, he will still say the same thing. Be really nice about it, and you know what I mean. Yeah, you can't be like that. You can have a bit of that, but you got to know when to use it. But not all the time, not most of the time. And when I see him, the way he talks and acts, he's definitely yeah. That's part of him, his makeup.
Yeah, as Sparta said, everything, everyone thinks that they're a coach. Yeah, um, that's a good one, and I do understand what you mean there. IB is saying the guys were calling him Harry Potter in the dressing room. That's the first time I'm hearing this. That may well be the case.
I wouldn't be
Potter
surprised.
had no preseason or a settled squad. Ancelotti is a nice guy. What are you? I think you're seeing it. You just want to argue. You're seeing it from
Ancelotti is
you
not a
say,
nice guy.
yeah. He's he can be blatant with players. He can say, "This is how I see it." He was crap. That player was crap today. He's not. I'm not sure how else to explain this to you. I'm quite sure you understand what Dante was trying to say there. What are you talking about, Dante? Stop making nice people feel bad. Wow.
Vic just never agrees with us, coach. You know that.
It's never nothing new. I'm gonna check one more time. If nothing new has emerged, then we should just call it a day. I think it's been a good conversation, really. And I'd see Chelsea. We will concede, but we'll beat them. I'm not. I can't quite tell again what the exact outcome.
That's my assessment as well. I think we might concede one from a set piece,
So
corner,
you're not too
maybe
certain we'll
something.
concede, since you're saying we might concede one.
Yeah, I think one probably will concede, but we'll score more. Yeah, we'll score much more than them. Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll score a lot of goals tomorrow. Again.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm predicting we score at least minimum. Hopefully, 3 goals minimum. So.
Yeah. No, I don't understand that.
What doesn't he understand?
He just chose violence this morning. He just
He thinks Ancelotti's a nice guy. I can tell you now, no Italian manager's a nice guy. There's
he
no
just
nice
wants to
Italian
fight
manager.
you. That's that.
And Ancelotti's got 18 assistants that work for him. 18 assistants that he's been carrying for a very long time. He does not work like a proper coach. He's very different. His assistants do all the job. 18 assistants, the most by far by anyone that's been working with a long time. You can imagine the money it takes to bring 18 team assistants along with him.
Yeah. Any other thing before we call it a day? If you have any questions, drop in the chat. Otherwise, yeah, we'd say bye-bye for today. Maresca better than Poch. That's not even a question, actually. Ancelotti, an elder statesman, and is the kind of guy who would leave a horse's head at the foot of your bed. Mess with him at your peril. Don Carlo. Yep, he can be nice, does his job, but that doesn't mean if you're horse dung every game that he still be beating about the bush and not and not tell you straight up that you suck. My point is that every coaching method works until it doesn't. Food for thought. I think
so. Let's just ask
the only good thing I've heard you say this morning.
I'll ask this question: does that type of coach Potter works for a club like Chelsea?
It will not.
In my opinion,
it will not. He's just not that guy for a big club. And
I don't think it mattered how long he stayed. He still would not. And if he can come back again, it still would not matter.
Yeah, players will always, you could say, not respect him that much, in my opinion. He's just over it. I think saying, it's too nice to be a Chelsea manager, in my opinion. But if you're in the chat, if you have any other questions, go ahead, drop it. Otherwise, drop it in the comment section. We'll try to address it. Otherwise, we'll call it a day. And let's talk about this quickly. I don't think Potter, he'd make the sort of decision in terms of players that are surplus to requirements that Maresca made, like telling players, that's it for you. No, we don't need you. I think probably he'd have them all training at the same time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, coach. Yeah, that's how he is. That's what he'll do 100%.
Yeah, I think that's it, people. We've come to the natural end of the show. I want to say thank you to Constantine Dantu and all of you in the chat, in IB, Vic, the Blue Tifa Game. I appreciate you all. Nemaya for Nehe. Nice to see you. Who else was here? A lot of people were here. Let's see. What else do we have here? Kimso also was here, but he didn't tell us whether he's found a girlfriend or not. EPL Tough. All of you in the chat. Barish was also here. Go ahead. Were you saying something?
Kimso hasn't been around for a very long time, so maybe he's a bit busy with something.
Yeah. That's a good sign, actually. We should take that. That's a good sign. With that, we've come to the natural end of the show. Thank you to all of you for finding the time to participate in this particular edition of the Blue Morning Show. Cannot thank you guys enough. Anything else there? Thank you. And if I miss your name, sorry about that. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers. Cheers to you too, bro. Much love.
Cheers, Vic. Take care, guys.
In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la. up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day. I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la.